Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Jelly Bean here. I haven't put a video out for a long time and I apologize for that. I know a lot of people are getting ready to do their thru hikes of the AT, CDT, PCT. So I want to put a video out today. I've been watching a lot of videos. I always do. Um, and people are telling you what to do, what not to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here to do that today. What I'm here to tell you too is after you do your first through hike. My first through hike was 2020 on the Pacific Crest Trail. It was the most amazing experience I've ever, ever done, and it changed my life. After that, I did a lot of other hikes. Basically, I hiked 18 months and about 7,000 miles. I did the PCT, parts of the AZT, finished up the Appalachian Trail, did a bunch of Continental Divide Trail hikes, things off trail, that weren't the big three. Basically, 7,000 to 8,000 miles in 18 months. And it was the most amazing time of my life. Unfortunately, I spent way too much money. I thought I was going to do one hike on the PCT, and I spent like $30,000 on the PCT. I was doing a YouTube channel. I was going into towns, taking way too much time because internet service sucked. It cost me a fortune. But after the PCT, it changed my life. It really did. So, when you guys are starting your first through hike, or maybe you've already done one, or whatever, I don't know. This is going to be a life changing experience for you. So, I hiked for 18 months, traveled the country, had a great time, spent way too much money, and now I'm saving that money to go back out again. But this is what I want to tell you guys. This is going to be the best experience of your life. You will find yourself to be a completely different person. You will find the things you never talked about before are open, and you just talk about things. And I'm talking about bathroom. I never talked about bathroom before. When you hike a through hike, it's a common occurrence. You talk about it. Things happen. I was watching some videos today before the hikers, well, you guys start going out pretty soon. And watch all this crud. People telling you, your gear's not right and everything else. And it may be correct. Your gear might not be correct. But as long as you have what you think you need, you can always change it. There's a great community out there. There's a great trail life. And you're going to meet some of the best people in the world. There are some bad people out there, so be careful and just look around and, be careful. There's a guy on the Appalachian Trail that hurt a lot of people. There's been a guy on the PCT, and I heard he was on the CDT in 21 or 22 that did the same kind of stuff. So just be careful, stay around, groups. I hiked with a guy who was nuts as hell, and I tried to get rid of him. You gotta look out for people out there. But you know what? I just want to put a little video out there today for after hiker life. Once you leave normal life, and you get that sense of a 6 month through hike. It's amazing. It will change your life. So what I'm saying is, once you've done that, you have to figure out what you really want again. I spent so much money. I spent like 30 grand on the PCT. I thought it was going to be 1 6-month deal and I'm never going to do it again. And well, I kept going. I spent so much money that I had saved up, credit cards, the whole Megillah. Well, now I'm back in normal life, which I hate. I'm going to have my credit card paid off within another 8 months. And then I'm going to build a van and go back out and live again. I'm either going to hike or work at hiking places so I can stay in the culture and still be in nature and be away from the cities that suck so bad. But I just want you guys to understand, and this is why I'm putting this video out. Once you go so far to do that, and you spend 6 months on trail, you're meeting the most amazing people, you're getting the most amazing times of your life, that it changes you. So if I had known how much it was going to change me, I would have budgeted much better. I effed up. Sorry, I did. But I spent 18 months hiking, and I loved every moment of it. Traveled the country, hiked all these amazing trails, and just loved every minute of it. So just know you're getting ready to start something that is going to change you. You're not going to come back the same person as you left. Right now, you're probably really getting close to starting, and everybody's going, and you're crazy excited about it. And everybody's going, what are you talking about? Nobody wants to hear about it. You work in a hospital. Who is this crazy girl or guy? They don't understand. Nobody does. Your parents, your friends, whatever, don't understand. You do, and that's what's important. Since I've been back in the real life, I still sleep underneath my quilt every night. I got a queen size bed, sheets and everything on top. I still sleep underneath this, and I've done it ever since I got off trail. I'm so much more comfortable underneath my quilt. I love it. It's ingrained in me now. All right. Second thing I want to bring up and just kind of tell you folks is, you're probably watching 1,000 of these videos and everybody is telling you what to do or what not to do. Don't listen to them. I'm telling you, but don't listen to me. Take it easy, relax, and enjoy. That's all you have to do. If you're hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, you got 2,600 miles. Hiking the CDT, you got 3,100 miles. Hiking the Appalachian Trail, you get 2,100 miles. Obviously, I'm giving you a little short of each, but all you have to do is walk 1 foot of another every day, and you'll make it. You may you may not think you can hike the whole trail. You've never hiked 30 miles in a day. Well, your first day, you're not going to, and you shouldn't. I saw a lot of people coming out on the PCT when I did my first through hike, and they just, I got to do 20 miles a day. I started out at 10. I'm 51 years old. I started out at 10. I did 10. Then I did 20. And then I did like 15. And blah, blah. Jelly Bean Hikes on YouTube. You can see it. I paced myself. And there were a lot of times that people told me, oh, you're old and your pack's too heavy. You'll never make it. I didn't see those folks in Canada. You know, it's just relax. Don't push yourself. People are talking about shoes. If you've had a shoe that works for you, keep it. I wore Obos. I love them to death. It's the best hiking shoe in my mind if they don't get wet. PCT, perfect. Appalachian Trail, not so good. Continental Divide Trail, not so good. If they get wet, they don't dry very well. PCT, they were wonderful. This is a 10-degree quilt. Can't remember the name. They're out of Tennessee. I love it. Like I said, I still sleep under it every night. And the greatest thing about it, I'm inside, but kick my leg out, whatever, warm up, cool down. I love it. Resupplying. I sent packages on the PCT to several places that would hold them for the full year. We're in northern Washington, not a lot of resupply. So there's a couple places up there, and my best bet for you guys, if you're trying to put things together, is get Yogi's book on the Pacific Crest Trail. She's got everything labeled there. It's a great resource. She's got Triple Crown Outfitters when you get to Kennedy Meadows. Great woman, great person that's with, well, when I was there, I'm not sure if he's still there. Great people to help you out. But San Jacinto, this is going to be a big snow year. I carried my ice axe and my microspikes, Kahlua, however you say it, from the get-go. And I was glad to have the microspikes for San Jacinto. I didn't use my ice axe until Mount Whitney. I had to climb over an ice bridge, cut footholds, climb over. It was the only time I used it, but I did actually climb over ice and snow every month for the 5.5 months I hiked the PCT. Up to you if you want to send it forward, bring it back, wait. You know, when I hiked into the Sierras, my pack weighed 50 pounds with food and water. I was fine with it. And I was 48 years old. Decent shape. I put on pounds because I know I have a hard time eating. I got myself up to like 180 couple when I started the Pacific Crest Trail. I dropped that quick. Got down to like 170, and I kind of stayed there, and then I dropped down to maybe 160, and I stayed there through my whole hike. Maybe got down to 157, but I have a hard time eating. I have to force myself to eat. It's my own personal problem. But hey, you guys are getting ready to go on the biggest adventure of your life, and it's going to change your life. I guarantee it. After trail, it's going to be a whole different deal. I didn't know what to do afterwards. I found a job in the mountains and was all effed up and didn't want to leave the mountains, but I had a bum load of debt. I had spent all kinds of money. I mean, like $80,000 hiking, 30 grand alone on a PCT. So I came back to Maine, and I'm working for a great company. I'm making good money. And hopefully I finish paying off the rest of my debt in the next 8, 10 months, and then save a couple more years and get back out. Um, I want to be in the mountains the rest of my life. My plan is to build a van or buy a van that's built out if I can get cheaper. And once all the credit cards are paid off, I have a very low payment schedule. So, hey, I'm just telling you folks, from my experience, do what you can, enjoy your trip. It's going to be amazing, but it's going to change you. So, think about what you want to do. Think about what you want to change in the future. But hey, I want to let you all know you're going to do it. You can do it. People say, oh, I got to do 18 miles a day, 16 miles a day starting off. No, you don't. Start off slow. If you're overweight, you haven't been hiking, whatever, but this is your dream, start out slow. You'll get your legs in a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever it is, and you'll be running. You'll be surprised how many miles you do on days. I remember a time that I there wasn't enough room where I was going to camp, and I knew there were a bunch of people behind me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to load up on water and see how far I can go and see if I can't find a better place. I loaded up with 6 liters of water. I was, because there was no water on top of the mountain. Wanted to have water for dinner, water for the morning, and water for the hike out. I ended up in a great camp spot. Ended up doing like 37 miles. And it felt like I only did 10. This was already, I think, in Oregon? Maybe NorCal. Can't remember. But your legs will get there. Don't push yourself off the bat. Relax. If you're starting a PCT, there's a great camp spot for like one tent. I think it's maybe like 10 miles. Overlooks a ranch. It's a great little spot. And like a half a mile past there, there's an area for a dozen tents. 20 miles is the creek. And then you got to climb out, whatever. You don't have to run the whole way. You can start out slow. So that's my advice to you guys. I started out with a ULA pack. It was on the PCT, which was great. I switched out to a Hyperlight when it got to Washington with the rain. And now I only use Hyperlight. It was so much more comfortable, but the ULA was great as well. Wait a little more, and any moisture got stuck in it. The Hyperlight Mac Daddy pack, sitting right over there. And it was probably the most comfortable pack I ever wore. I'm 5'8.5". I lie, say 5'9". I went with the large Hyperlight, and it fit me perfectly. Of course, look at how to size your pack, figure it all out. But you know what? Enjoy your trip, do whatever you can, but think about what's going to come in the future. This trip is going to change your life. I wish you all the best of luck. Be careful, be safe. PCT, big snow year, be careful. Best luck to all of you on finishing whatever trail you're doing or where you're hiking. I love you all. Jelly Bean Hikes, just a little thing from me. Enjoy your adventure. As always, enjoy your hike. Good night. I love you. Be careful.